Schleswig-Holstein, and Hohenlohe-Langenburg. And there were more exotic guests still, honey-skinned princes from such far-flung countries as India, Persia, Japan, and Siam. There was even the irrepressible Queen of Hawaii, who had arrived with a piece of her own handiwork to present to the Queen. Very rare feathers, noted Victoria, but very strangely arranged as a wreath round my monogram, also in feathers, on a black ground, framed. To Buckingham Palace, which had known so little gaiety since the Prince Consort's death, this cosmopolitan company brought a sudden burst of brilliance. They might not have all been scintillating personalities, but their presence created a decidedly kaleidoscopic air. The men were luxuriantly bewhiskered, superbly uniformed, and dazzlingly bemedalled. The women were elaborately coiffured, tightly corseted, and generously bustled. Little princes, kilted or sailor-suited, cavorted with princesses in frilled skirts and satin sashes. For a few days this royal throng was engaged in an almost ceaseless round of activity. Life was a succession of public appearances, presentations, receptions, luncheons, and dinners. Crown Prince Rudolph of Austria complained that he did not even have the opportunity to speak to his father-in-law, King Leopold II of the Belgians. "I am frightfully rushed," he scribbled to his wife, at home in Vienna. "No one has any free time." Busiest of all was the 68-year-old Queen Victoria. From the moment of her arrival at Buckingham Palace from Windsor on the morning of the 20th of June until her return 3 days later, she was on the move. With the King of Denmark on her right hand and the King of Greece on her left, she presided over a family dinner and noted how splendidly the gold plate gleamed under the blaze of lights. In the small ballroom, she accepted a present from her assembled children and grandchildren, an immense and elaborate table decoration in gold, silver, and enamel, fashioned in Berlin under the eye of her eldest daughter, the German Crown Princess. In the large ballroom, half dead with fatigue, she received the corps diplomatique, foreign envoys and their suites. In the white drawing-room, she granted audience to a deputation from the women of England. In the green drawing-room, she held a great reception for the Indian princes, and was almost overwhelmed by the splendor of their jewels and costumes. She had always had a penchant for dark, good-looking men. The handsome Rao of Kutch most beautifully dressed, she enthused. Really, he and his brother were like a dream. At yet another dinner, wearing a dress embroidered with roses, thistles, and shamrocks, and her large diamonds, she listened to her eldest son, the Prince of Wales, propose the health of the sovereigns and royal guests crowded around the table. The climax of these royal celebrations was the Thanksgiving service in Westminster Abbey on the 21st of June. It was a day of brilliant sunshine, the longest of the year. The vast crowds lining the route had the satisfaction of seeing almost every member of the sovereign's extensive family pass by. In the first procession drove the Queen's royal guests, not quite all of whom were her relations, but the second procession was made up entirely of her direct descendants. It needed 10 carriages to accommodate her daughters, daughters-in-law, granddaughters, granddaughter-in-law, and their ladies. They were followed by the men of the family, splendidly mounted, glittering with gold, their accoutrements all a-jingle and their plumes all a-flutter. The Queen's 3 sons, 5 sons-in-law, 9 grandsons and grandsons-in-law trotted by. It was a marvellous sight. Her eldest son, the 45-year-old Prince of Wales, was in the bright red tunic and plumed helmet of a British field marshal. His eldest son, Prince Albert Victor, was in the blue and gold of the 10th Hussars. His second son, Prince George, was in the blue of a lieutenant of the Royal Navy. Others were in scarlet and still others in green. Most spectacular of all was the German Crown Prince Frederick, husband of the Queen's eldest daughter Vicky. In his white uniform, silver cuirass, and great eagle-crowned helmet, he looked, it was said, like one of the legendary heroes embodied in the creations of Wagner. Dear Fritz, noted the Queen less poetically, looked so handsome and so well. The princes were fond